The country estate of celebrated author Lev Tolstoy, just south of the city.
We're now boarding group number for beer access lane.
Please remember that the area around your seats must be clear.
Yeah, we've only been in the country about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. What are you seeing out there?
Trees.
What kind of trees?
Birch trees.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything catching your eye?
The billboards.
Yeah.
They're kind of cool. The language is cool.
Could you tell that we're not in the United States anymore?
Yeah. By the languages. By the letters. But other than that, it looks kind of the same.
We are at Tula Pedagogical University, and we've just been shown to our room in the dorm on the second floor, and I have actually stayed here before. And I think it's a lovely accommodation. We have a suite of rooms all to ourselves and our own bathroom, and it seems as though the people in charge of the dorm have done everything they can to make us happy and comfortable. And I see no reason to think that we're gonna not have the most wonderful 4 days, 5 days, however many days it is here. First of all, Haywan and Rose are in a room together, a large room. And then Dawn, Sony, and I each have our own rooms. They're similarly equipped. I noticed they've put TVs in them even since I was here last. But there's a refrigerator that we noticed when we opened. It is stocked with food, also bottles of water, juice, again, giving us the feeling that they really are happy to have us here. The university is fairly small, and it's just really steps away to the offices and to the cafeteria and any other place that we would be going to.
My name is Vladimir Andreev. I teach in the English department here and also work in the Office of International Affairs. So this university was established in 1938 as a teacher training college, a two-year teacher training college. But then I think in 43 it was turned into a four-year college, and then it became a fully fledged university. We're a medium-sized school with about 7,000 university students. We have bachelor's programs, master's programs, and PhD programs. We have, I think, around 300 international students now. This building is physics, technology, all kinds of things. It's actually during the Second World War, that's the place where the German troops were stopped. So the Germans came all the way from Germany up to here. And this building is biology, chemistry, and physical education. And these buildings are dormitories. There's no central place where the library is. So this first floor is the library, then foreign languages is partly here and partly on the fourth floor. Hello everyone, and I would like first of all to congratulate you on the beginning of a new academic year, and I'm very happy that the beginning coincided with the visit of a delegation from our sister city Albany in New York State. You probably know that Tula and Albany has had a sister city relationship for about 20 years, more than 20 years. Last year we celebrated 20 years of our partnership. This year, we have 5 members of the delegation. You can see these 2 girls and 3 ladies standing.
Good morning. My name is Mary Emerson, and I am a retired high school librarian, and I have been with the Albany-Tula Alliance for 7 years. 7 years ago, I had the pleasure of coming to Tula for the very first time. This is my 3rd time. But I'd like to introduce both of our winners. They will be entering their senior year of high school as soon as we get back to Albany. And first of all, in the green sweater, this is Rose Schneider. And secondly is Heywan Huang.
Hi, my name is Heywan.
They are missing school right now. They should be in school. But I think that their teachers will allow this one or 2 days out of school because this, I believe, is probably going to be the hallmark of their year.
Gandhi and Tolstoy both had similar twists and turns in their lives. Both came from well-to-do backgrounds and yet switched to aesthetic lives based upon the suffering they saw around them. Tolstoy came from a noble family, but eventually would attempt to work and live with the serfs on his estate. Likewise, Gandhi was a young lawyer from a wealthy Indian family when he witnessed the injustice Indians in South Africa suffered from. And that's just a portion of that. Thank you.
Despite the fact that Tolstoy only directly influenced Gandhi, after Gandhi's miraculously successful efforts in India, many other world leaders have followed suit. Through both his short stories and longer novels, Tolstoy impacted Gandhi and later indirectly influenced celebrated world figures such as Albert Einstein, who described Gandhi as a role model for generations to come, Martin Luther King, King Jr. in the American Civil Rights Movement of the mid-1900s, Nelson Mandela in the struggle against apartheid in South Africa, Aung San Suu Kyi in Myanmar, who was later awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, President Obama, and even John Lennon, the musician, whose works characterized a revolutionary period and culture shift in America.
We're at the home of Nina Gruzdevskaya, Igor Alexiev, and Nina's mother Lydia in Tula. And 7 years ago, I stayed here for 1 week with them while attending a librarian conference in Tula. We found many, many ways to communicate because I was here by myself with no Russian speaker for a week, and it was my very first time in Russia. This is very typical. It's like Khrushchev at Stalin era apartment houses. However, I've been told that this is considered a large apartment because there are 5 rooms and only 3 people who live here. These are the appetizers, and you can see there's also water and wine and juice and meat.
For one thing, I'm a vegan, so I don't eat meat or eggs or milk, any animal product. But here they were able to provide vegan meals. They provided vegetables and potatoes and bread, vegetarian borscht.
And those were made especially for you, and they don't have any.
Rose, you special, thank you.
It was just incredible that they were so accommodating to someone who, couldn't even tell them, had to have other people tell them that I was a vegan.
And whenever I'm in Tula, I visit, and Lydia makes a beautiful dinner for us.
The food was amazing. I didn't expect food to be so good here. I thought I'd had good food, but we had even better food in Russia. There's 3 to 4 course meals every single meal, even breakfast, and I just had so much food.
Here we have a music class for a class of boys. In our school we have separate sex education.
This is our first class, and we have separated education. For example, there's class of the girls.
2 years ago we didn't have it. This is kind of innovation. The authorities of Tula decided that small children should sleep because they are tired, and it's difficult for them to be concentrated on work during the whole day. So they stay here till 6 p.m. and actually they sleep for 1 hour.
This is our gym, and we play volleyball, basketball.
His name is Valery Nikolaevich, and everybody learns physics properly.
Kilogram, kiloton.
this is our library. Actually, our principal, she likes reading herself, and she actually spends a lot of money on books. So we buy books every year. Yeah. I don't think that in every school in Tula they have such a library.
Are the books here specifically just for studying and projects, or are there also stuff for entertainment?
Well, there are all kinds of books. I think that there are fiction books also.
You were to read the text about learning style. Please open it on page, I guess, 5. Oh no, 8. What is a learning style? Who wants to read it up?
A learning style is the method of learning particular to an individual that allows the individual to learn best.
I go to school at Tula. School number is 3. I'm studying at 10th grade class, and I'm studying mathematics, Russian language, English, science, IT technology, PE, geometry, geography, physics, algebra, literature. I would like to be a lawyer or economist. I fancy Tula because it's a quiet place of our country, because Tula has a big history, and I like history of Tula. There are a lot of sightseeing, which you can see. I'm crazy about potatoes and fish.
Before parents bring their students to our school, we warn them that the only choice is that you are to be ready to take efforts, because if you have to reach a higher level, it needs efforts. And of course, the choice of good schools is rather wide in our town. And if this or that parent is not satisfied with this particular offer, you may choose any other good school. It depends. It's up to you. Of course, if you are a good teacher, the main aspect here is your personality, your inspiration. If you are inspired, you can inspire your students.
Собственно, какое впечатление на вас произвел американский школьник, когда вы увидели его в первый раз? Может быть, что-то было необычное, что-то, что бросалось в глаза?
Нет, очень общительный такой парнишка, молодой человек, да, очень такой почтительный, очень образованный. Вот когда мы были в Питере, например, ну это не он, но Айзек, по-моему, спросил, а это портрет Кутузова, то есть он читал «Войну и мир», то есть ребята такие многогранные.
Замечательно. А были ли какие-то за весь период, пока, собственно, у вас они останавливались, да, какие-то необычные случаи, что-то, что вас удивило, вот, впечатлило?
Меня, как маму, прежде всего, наверное, я волновалась, чтобы он был сытый, не голодный, да, то есть пыталась как-то его накормить, но не все ему, наверное, нравилось. Например, наша гречневая каша, по-моему, его не впечатлила.
Да, так бывает, это правда. А на каком языке вы общались?
Я не владею английским языком. Дочь была переводчиком. Но даже если ее не было рядом, как-то находили жестами и так далее, могли пообщаться.
Понятно, замечательно. Скажите, а вот вы сейчас как-то поддерживаете связь, может быть, там, в социальных сетях?
Друзья, да, на Фейсбуке. И
общаетесь?
Поздравляем друг друга со всеми праздниками, днем рождения и так далее.
Супер. Скучаете?
Ой, я бы была бы рада, если бы они все приехали.
Супер. Может, вы хотели бы что-то передать, сказать какие-то слова? Вот у вас есть сейчас такая возможность.
Я передаю большой привет Соне, потому что она была, я поняла, душой этой компании, как бы она всех их сорганизовала, да, и ребята к ней так относились очень хорошо. Ну и Тараку, конечно, его семье, его маме, он говорил, что я похожа на его маму, наверное, все мамы одинаковые. Большой-большой привет его семье.
Anything else?
That's it.
Good.
Let's get out of here.
There's the
shepherds into the sheep.
Hello, friends.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
My name is Olga. Меня зовут Ольга. Я работаю.
She's a kind of technique, a master in our Tula factory that produces gingerbread. Yeah. So Tula's pancakes, Tula's пряник.
I will to teach you make тульский gingerbread. Я буду учить вас делать тульский пряник.
Great. She's going to teach us how to cook Tula's пряник, Tula's honey cake, or gingerbread, So this shape is from times that were before revolution. Mostly women work in this factory, and one shift lasts 6 hours. And for these professional women, it takes just 1 minute to make one gingerbread. So every Tula's gingerbread has stuffing.
Somebody wants to swap a strawberry for an apple. I thought I did that so good.
3, 2, 1. Ooh, hooray!
Whoa!
Next. Who wants next?
Еще раз. Сильнее. О, отлично.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hard.
Помочь?
Сильнее.
Come on.
Окей.
Она нужна для того, чтобы сверху образовалась.
Wonderful.
Okay, let's document our train trip. Show us how it's done. How do you get up there? What does it feel like? Is it comfortable?
It's like a cot. It's good.
This is about 3 inches. This is about 1.5 inches. So total, I mean, it's pretty. It's not bad, especially for a train.
Spread out your arms and see if you can touch both sides of the wall. Yeah, see, that gives you a good idea of how big it is or how small it is. Have you guys ever experienced anything like this?
No.
And do you ever want to again?
Yeah.
Really?
It's cheap. It's good.
Yeah.
I could do it.
And it's taking us from where to where?
St. Petersburg to Tula through Moscow.
That's right. And how much is it?
$70.
$70.
Whoa.
Let's see how a young person gets in.
When I was in the service, the next rack would be right there.
That close.
So that high up?
That close. That close. You'd roll over, and it was just a canvas thing holding the next guy up on ropes. You roll over, your shoulder would hit him.
So this is luxury.
This is.
How you doing up there? This is Anna. Uh-oh, crying baby. That's not good.
Well, I really wish that these were the days when the essay contest prize would be a trip to Russia, because I love traveling and I really do want to visit Russia someday. It sounds like a great place full of culture, and obviously the language would be interesting. Third year doing the Albany Tula Alliance. Last year I got 3rd place, and the year before that I didn't get anything, so it's been an improving trend.
was an interesting essay, especially compared to last year's. This one was more open-ended response. But I think the hardest part is trying to find some scholarly sources. I looked around for a couple of journal articles that would kind of relate to my topic. I was able to kind of find a way to put them all together. It's a good essay, and I enjoyed writing this one. The thing I'd say is this essay gave me a great opportunity to get to better know Russia and their generation, how actually we have some more similarities than we usually think we would, and also some of the differences that based on how their society has been in the past and transitioning, and how ours is now. I think it would be interesting to eventually get to go. One, I haven't actually been overseas yet, so it'd be pretty exciting to, one, both go overseas, and two, also get to check out Russia and get to better know. Like in school, like often in the news we see stuff about like places like Iraq and Iran, and you often think of them as like war zones. But when I've looked more into them, you kind of see how such a beautiful country they can be, and you can think of Russia the same way, not necessarily with war, but more just as a country that we don't necessarily know a lot about, and there's so much to see and do there.
Well, in my essay, I talked about being really like open-minded to a lot of different sexualities. So in June 26th of 2015, the Supreme Court ruled same-sex marriage legal. So with that, a lot of people could become more open-minded in a way that our older generations might not have been. And being open and being who you are is really a big thing for my generation, and I feel like people just love that about us.
Вверх!